do I hate this car? Hell yeah, I hate this car. It ain't American enough for me, all these fancy electronics. Give me a good old-fashioned 3rd gen Camaro, and I will show you some real muscle. No, I don't like this goddamn car. Yes, I hate it. That's enough for this damn review. Get out of my face. What's up, guys? Big Climb 34 coming at you today. Sorry if I'm screaming. You might want to turn your microphone. I'm the one with the microphone. You might want to turn your computer down a little bit. Because today I'm doing what I consider to be my first ever car review. And it might be just a little bit loud because it kind of has a little bit of work done to it. So I'm trying to make this like a monthly thing. I've seen car reviews popping up left and right. And I noticed they're pretty popular, and it's always something that I kind of wanted to get into doing. So, it all started about a month ago, 2 months ago, I don't know. I did a video, 10 things I hate about my Corvette, and 10 reasons why I need to turn my phone the hell off. So, I did that, a lot of people freaked out, and a lot of people are like, dude, do you really hate the Corvette? No, guys, I don't hate the Corvette. I thought I made that abundantly clear in the video, but today, some people asked me to do 10 things you love about the Corvette video. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to review this car. It's been, I wanted to do like a 1 year, kind of like 1 year later with the car, how I'm feeling about it, what's new with it, what's, you know, do I like it, do I like the mods that I've done to it, etc. I kind of missed that because I bought the car in December of 14, I think it's been now. So last December or January would have been a year. So I mean, it's roughly a year later. Do I still like the car though, is kind of the question that I want to answer. I don't really hang on to cars that long. You know, the GTO, if you guys were here for that, I commend you because that was a long time ago. I had that for 2.5 years before I hydroplaned it, and it was totaled and they wanted way too much money to buy it back. So it was on to the next best thing. I got the C5. Did I get the C5 after that? No, I got the CTS-V after that, which I sold in 3 months because I didn't really like it, the V1. And then I got the C5, which I did like. I was getting ready to dump a shitload of money into, and then I ran into a deer. So I haven't had that much luck with cars, but this one is way, way different than any car I've ever owned before. So yeah, starting with the interior, coming up here, people said I should have added this into my 10 things that I hate about the car video. It does have a steering wheel that was used probably in every cheap piece of shit that GM ever put out. It is directly out of a Cobalt, and it's at the center of your driving experience. But I can get over it. I don't mind the steering wheel, especially coming from the interior of the likes of a C5, which really not my favorite. Other than that, though, I mean, the gauge cluster, you're looking at it all the time. It's pretty aggressive. Again, all of this is a step up over what I've had. It's not a bad interior. The seats are nice, definitely good seats. The radio it works, you know, it's a radio. I think all of these Z06s have Bose in them. It's a decent system. Like I said, the controls on the radio are a bit old feeling. It's not that hard to install a new head unit. But yeah, so as far as the interior goes, you know, there's some awkward things like the vents, you know, just like little nitpicky shit. Overall, for what you're paying for this thing compared to other cars in this price range, you're not going to do too much better for, you know, the mid $30,000 price point that these things bring nowadays. You know, it's surprisingly roomy in here too. You know, whenever I go somewhere, people ask me, they're like, dude, do you fit in that thing? Like, no, I magically teleported here and just brought my car with me. But yeah, I fit in it. I'm 6'5", seats all the way back. But I do fit in it, you know, fairly comfortably. Being so tall, though, when I wear a helmet, I can't. I have a big head, too, so there's that. But I can't fit in here right with a helmet, but when I'm just driving normally, it's not really a big deal. So yeah, there's plenty of room. I would say like 6'5", maybe 6'6" would be the max if you plan on just street driving it, never wearing a helmet. But yeah, other than that, there's plenty of room. You know, you can throw shit in the back. I do it all the time. There's a lot of room back there, actually, believe it or not. The interior works for what the car is and what you're paying. And I'm not saying by any means that the interior is a piece of junk, because it's a decent interior. It's just, you know, certain things I can do without. To be honest with you, I'm pretty sure that there are not too many people who buy a Z06 for the interior. What do you buy a Corvette for? Of course, the answer to that question is you buy it for what's under the hood. And in this case, if you're willing to spend a couple bucks, what's under the hood is really a feat to be, you know, something that people should chase down as far as other car manufacturers go. Did I mention my favorite part of this car? That was with traction control on. As we all know, 7 liters, LS7, 505 horsepower. I won't bore you with all the factory bullshit because I know you guys all can do a Google search. I didn't really get to experience this car in factory form. If you've done your research on a C6Z, you know that they're known to drop exhaust valves, meaning the exhaust valves completely break off, rendering the entire engine useless. You basically have to buy another one. For some reason, I guess it wasn't widespread enough to warrant a recall, but you know, if you're gonna spend mid-$30,000 to $40,000 on a car, I think it would probably be in your best interest to spend, you know, at least the $1,000 or so that it's gonna cost you to put new exhaust valves, the stainless steel valves in your head instead of the sodium-filled ones that are in there already. Other than that, I mean, it's a pretty stout car. You know, I looked around at all kinds of cars when I was buying this, and I kept coming to the conclusion that I really wanted to stick with something that was naturally aspirated. So immediately after I bought the car, I was just going to do the valves. I ended up doing AI heads, race proven motorsports stage 3 cam, and you know, full bolt-ons, all the stuff that goes with it. The car ended up making 580 horsepower to the rear tires. This is where the advantages start kicking in of having a Corvette. This made 580 to the rear tires, and it makes, you know, a modest amount of horsepower when you compare it to the other people out there racing, and it can hang with a lot of cars that make more power than it. Not to mention, I really love the fact that all that displacement gives you pretty much immediate power across the board. So as soon as you get in the throttle, the fact that there's no forced induction or anything like that, you pretty much just have all of your power right there ready to go. So for whatever kind of racing you're doing, and you just can't go wrong really with the LS7. You really get a lot more than what you pay for with these things, especially when you look at what else is out there on the market and the kind of money that you have to spend and how much power you have to make with other cars to kind of compare to, you know, the lightweight chassis of this car. Another thing that goes with the weight savings and the little bit of power that you have to make is compared to other cars that I've driven. Of course, you know, I own another Corvette not for that long. I had a CTSV and a GTO, but I mean, I guess compared to those, it's incredibly nimble. You know, that's another thing that I really like about this car is you could probably take it and easily, like the way that it sits right now, I think the cam might be a little bit big for you know, really technical road course driving, but you know, a quick cam swap and I could really do anything with this car. I mean, I'm going to attempt to put it on the road course the way that it sits, but I really feel like, you know, drag racing, you know, dig racing, these things hook up great when you get the right tire set up on them with no suspension work at all. Roll racing, of course, you know, on an airstrip and not in the streets because that's illegal. Road course racing, you know, pretty much whatever you want to do, you can do with this car that you won't get out of a lot of other cars. So it's very well rounded as well. So after you consider the LS7, you know, heads cam Corvette, you know, up till 08, it was shifted through a T56, which, you know, people will complain about the T56. Personally, I don't have an issue with it. I miss third gear every now and then, but that's not the trans. That's my hydraulic system, in my opinion, which will be getting replaced sooner or later. But I mean, other than that, really, there isn't, you know, any issues that I have with this car. I mean, even when you head to the outside, you know, I guess looks are based on opinion, but I think it's really an aggressive car that's just like not hard to find a liking of. I mean, originally when these first came out, it did take me a little bit to get used to the way that they looked. I wasn't, you know, sure how I felt about the headlights and stuff like that, but really though, now I don't know that there's a better looking car in the price range. Personal opinion, of course. So now I've had this car for a year and a half, I guess, which is somewhat of a new record for me. So the grand question is, am I ready to sell it yet? The answer to that question is simply no. I really think that I'm going to be hanging on to this car for some time. So overall, we're going to go back through these metrics real quick, and I'm just going to rate everything. Interior, I give a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. You know, there's a couple things that could be improved, but again, you're in a Corvette, so you don't really give a shit. You know, the steering wheel, the head unit, you know, the materials are pretty nice overall for what you pay for the car and what you get. The performance. If the valves weren't an issue, I would give the Corvette a 10 out of 10 as far as performance per dollar. But with that little thing, I give it a 9.5. Once you get it fixed, you spend, you know, you're spending 35 grand on a car. What really is an extra $1,000 to make it perfect? So I give it a 9.5 out of 10. The looks, I mean, you decide for yourself. So guys, this was my first review ever that I've done end-to-end and made work. So let me know how I did. Is this something that you guys enjoyed watching? Did you think I was just a giant douche in front of the camera for the last however many minutes this has been going on? If this is something that you guys end up liking, I'm gonna try and do, you know, I want to get in front of the camera more. I really enjoy this style of video myself. But is this something that you guys like? Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Tell me what kind of cars you want to see on here. What kind of cars you want to see me get behind the wheel of. Do I hate my Z06? Nah, I like it. It'll stay.